Hey, StatScope family. Ready to explore the vast, diverse, and sometimes chilly corners of Canada? Today we're ranking all 10 provinces, from the frozen tundras to the cozy coasts. Now, before we dive in, let's get one thing straight. Every province in Canada has its charm, its quirks, and its own set of reasons why someone might love or loathe living there. But today, we're looking at the whole picture, from lifestyle, weather, and economy, to whether you can actually feel your face during winter. So buckle up, grab your double-double from Tim Hortons and get comfy, because this is going to be a wild and scenic ride through Canada's heart and soul. Manitoba, or as some like to call it, the human freezer of Canada. If you're someone who dreams of snowy landscapes, frozen lakes, and winds that slap you in the face as soon as you open the door, then congratulations. Manitoba is your dream come true. Let's be real, though. Manitoba's winters aren't just cold. They're a special kind of cold, the type where you question all your life choices while you're scraping frost off your car windshield for the third time in one day. Winnipeg. Yeah, it's a pretty cool city. Great arts scene, vibrant culture, and hey, they've got the Winnipeg Jets. But winter, my friends, is the true boss of Manitoba. Let's talk numbers. Temperatures here can plummet to minus 40 degrees Celsius, and that's before you factor in the wind chill. I mean, this is the kind of cold where you go outside and genuinely wonder if your fingers are still attached. But here's the funny part. For those brave enough to stick around, Manitoba offers some breathtaking beauty during the brief, blissful summer months. The province is home to over 100,000 lakes, making it a paradise for nature lovers. Whether you're into fishing, hiking, or just floating on a peaceful lake while contemplating why you live in a place with such brutal winters, Manitoba's outdoor beauty is undeniable. But is it worth enduring the 6 months of Arctic conditions for that fleeting glimpse of summer? That's up to you. Welcome to Saskatchewan, the land of big skies and, well, more big skies. If you're someone who's a fan of wide open spaces and endless horizons, Saskatchewan is probably your version of paradise. It's a province where you can literally watch your dog run away for days because the landscape is so flat. And you know what? There's something kind of peaceful about that. The simplicity, the space, the quiet. Saskatchewan doesn't need mountains or oceans to show off. It's got endless fields of wheat, stunning sunsets, and a calm, steady pace of life that some people absolutely adore. But let's be honest, it's not for everyone. If you're the type who craves excitement, variety, or something more than just miles and miles of farmland, you might start to feel like you're living in a real-life version of Groundhog Day. Sure, Regina and Saskatoon offer a bit more in terms of urban life, with cultural attractions, restaurants, and nightlife. But much of the province is rural, with farming being the backbone of its economy. And while the summers are warm and sunny, winters here are another story. Bitterly cold and often dry, with snow that seems to go on forever. It's a place where community is tight-knit, and the people are as tough as the weather. But it's definitely not for the faint of heart. Alberta is a province of contrasts. On one hand, you have the breathtaking beauty of the Rocky Mountains with world-famous spots like Banff and Jasper that draw visitors from around the globe. On the other hand, you have the oil sands and prairies, stretching as far as the eye can see. Alberta is like that friend who's got it all together on the surface, but once you dig a little deeper, you realize there's a bit more going on beneath the picture-perfect exterior. Let's start with the good stuff. Alberta is home to some of the most stunning landscapes in all of Canada. Whether you're into skiing, snowboarding, hiking, or just snapping Instagram-worthy shots of towering peaks, Alberta's mountains are second to none. And the cities? Calgary and Edmonton are economic powerhouses, thanks largely to Alberta's oil industry. If you're looking for job opportunities, especially in fields like energy or tech, Alberta's got you covered. But here's the catch. Alberta's economy can be as volatile as its weather. When oil prices are up, the province thrives. When they're down, not so much. And speaking of weather, Alberta's winters aren't for the faint of heart. Temperatures can drop to bone-chilling lows, and the infamous Chinook winds can leave you wondering if the weather has a split personality. If you're not a fan of harsh winters, or the boom and bust cycle of an oil-dependent economy, Alberta might not be your forever home. But if you can handle the cold and the occasional economic roller coaster, you'll be rewarded with some of the most awe-inspiring scenery in the country. If there were a hidden gem in Canada, it might just be New Brunswick. Nestled on the east coast, this province doesn't get as much attention as some of the others, but trust me, it's got plenty to offer. If you're the right kind of person, that is. New Brunswick is all about natural beauty, from the dramatic tides of the Bay of Fundy to its charming coastal towns like St. John, Andrews. If you're a nature lover, this place will capture your heart with its rugged coastlines, rolling hills and serene landscapes. But let's get real for a minute. New Brunswick is quiet. Like, really quiet. If you're someone who thrives in a bustling, fast-paced environment, you might find yourself itching for a bit more action. The cities here, like St. John and Fredericton, are charming, but they don't exactly buzz with the same energy as places like Toronto or Vancouver. The job market, it's not the strongest, which is why many young people end up leaving in search of better opportunities elsewhere. But if you're looking for a peaceful, affordable place to settle down, New Brunswick offers a slower pace of life that's hard to find in today's fast-moving world. Just be prepared to trade the nightlife for starry nights and ocean views. Newfoundland and Labrador is where you go when you want to feel like you're truly at the edge of the world. This province is rugged, remote, and absolutely stunning. Picture cliffs that drop off into the Atlantic Ocean, small fishing villages with colourful houses, and landscapes that feel untouched by time. It's like something out of a movie, but here's the catch. It's isolated. Like, really isolated. The weather here can be harsh, to say the least. The winds whip in from the ocean, the fog is so thick you might forget there's a sun up there somewhere, and winters can feel like they last forever. But those who stick it out are rewarded with a close-knit community, and some of the most breathtaking scenery Canada has to offer. Plus, the people here are known for their warmth and hospitality. They'll invite you in for a cup of tea and a chat like you've known each other for years. Just don't expect a bustling job market or an easy commute to the mainland. Newfoundland and Labrador is for those who want to get away from it all. Tiny but mighty, Prince Edward Island, PEI, is a place that's hard not to love. This little island is all about charm, rolling hills, red sand beaches, and picture-perfect lighthouses that look like they belong on a postcard. It's the kind of place where you can actually feel your stress melt away as soon as you step off the ferry. And the seafood? Don't even get me started. PEI is famous for its lobster, mussels, and oysters. If you're a fan of seafood, you'll be in heaven here. But let's not forget, PEI is small, really small. If you're someone who thrives on constant excitement, you might find yourself a bit bored after a while. There's only so much to do on an island this size, and while the pace of life is laid back and peaceful, it's definitely not the place for those who crave big city living. Plus, winters here can be surprisingly brutal for such a small province. But if you're looking for a cozy, welcoming community with stunning scenery and a slower pace of life, PEI is an absolute gem. If you've ever dreamed of living by the sea, sipping coffee while watching sailboats bob in the harbour, then Nova Scotia might just be your dream come true. This province is all about that coastal life, with charming seaside towns, a rich maritime history, and a sense of community that's hard to beat. Halifax, the capital, is a vibrant city that's growing steadily, with a strong arts scene, great restaurants, and plenty of history to explore. But life in Nova Scotia isn't all lighthouses and lobster dinners. Winters here can be harsh, with ice storms, snow, and winds that make you question why anyone would ever want to live so close to the ocean. The job market is also somewhat limited, and while Halifax is a growing city, it's still not on the same level as larger Canadian cities in terms of opportunities. But if you're looking for a place with rich history, beautiful landscapes, and a laid-back lifestyle, Nova Scotia is hard to beat. Just be prepared to bundle up during those long winter months. When people think of Canada, British Columbia often comes to mind, and for good reason. With its stunning Pacific coastline, towering mountains, and vibrant cities like Vancouver, BC is a province that has it all. Whether you're into skiing, hiking, surfing, or just enjoying some of the best sushi outside of Japan, BC has something for everyone. But let's address the elephant in the room. It's expensive, like really expensive. Vancouver consistently ranks as one of the most unaffordable cities in the world, with sky-high housing prices and a cost of living that might make you rethink your West Coast dreams. Sure, the weather is milder than the rest of Canada. Vancouver is famous for its rainy winters rather than snowy ones, but you'll pay a premium for the privilege of living in such a beautiful place. And while BC's natural beauty is undeniable, not everyone can handle the constant rain that comes with living on the coast. The province also has its share of environmental challenges, including wildfires in the summer and the ever-present risk of earthquakes. But for those who can afford it and don't mind the occasional rain shower, BC offers an incredible quality of life with some of the most stunning scenery in the world. Ontario is the economic powerhouse of Canada, home to the bustling metropolis of Toronto, the nation's capital of Ottawa, and a population that makes up nearly 40% of the entire country. If you're looking for job opportunities, cultural diversity, and a fast-paced lifestyle, Ontario is where it's at. Toronto, in particular, is a global city that's known for its multiculturalism, vibrant arts scene, and endless array of restaurants, bars, and entertainment options. But with all that opportunity comes a price. Toronto is also one of the most expensive cities to live in, and the cost of housing has skyrocketed in recent years. The traffic? Let's not even get started on the traffic. Commuting in Toronto can be a nightmare, with gridlock that makes you want to tear your hair out on a daily basis. And while Ontario's summers are warm and pleasant, the winters can be long and brutal, with snowstorms and freezing temperatures that make you wonder why you didn't just move to Vancouver instead. But Ontario is more than just Toronto. The province is home to stunning natural beauty, from the Great Lakes to Algonquin Park. And if you're into winter sports, Ontario's ski resorts are just a short drive from the city. So while it might not be the cheapest place to live, Ontario offers a little bit of everything, making it a top choice for many Canadians. And here we are, number 1 on our list, Quebec. This province is like no other in Canada, with its unique blend of European charm and North American practicality. From the cobblestone streets of old Quebec City to the vibrant neighborhoods of Montreal, Quebec offers a lifestyle that's both rich in culture and history, while also being modern and forward-thinking. Let's talk about Montreal for a second. It's a city that's full of life, art, music, festivals, food. There's always something going on. And the food? Montreal is a foodie's paradise, with everything from poutine to world-class fine dining. But what really sets Quebec apart is its French heritage. French is the official language here, and while many people are bilingual, it's something to consider if you're thinking of making the move. The cost of living in Quebec is also lower than in many other parts of Canada, making it an attractive option for those who want a big city experience without the big city price tag. Winters here are no joke, though. Cold, snowy, and seemingly endless. But Quebecers are used to it, and they embrace the cold with festivals, outdoor activities, and a joie de vivre that's hard to find anywhere else. And there you have it. Our complete tour of Canada's provinces, ranked from worst to best. Each one has its own unique charm, offering different lifestyles and experiences. Whether it's the European flair of Quebec, the peaceful coastal life of Nova Scotia, or the natural beauty of British Columbia, there's truly something for everyone in this vast country. But hey, finding the perfect place is all about personal preferences, right? So, where would you choose to live? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on another exciting StatScope adventure. See you in the next video.